Well, you'll recall back in August, we welcomed into our studios somebody who I'd met in Israel in between those 2 August trips. I'm referring to Captain Erez Masud, who is a Special Forces team commander with the Givati unit of the IDF and executive director of the Bnei Rachel Yeshiva in Bethlehem. He's actually responsible for an increase in the Jewish presence in the city of Bethlehem, and we are going to try to cover as much as we can this morning here at JM and the AM. Captain, shalom, shalom, welcome back.
Shalom uvracha.
Nice.
Actually, getting used to the idea of not being captain at the moment.
Well, what does that mean? You don't lose your rank, do you? You don't lose your title, do you?
You don't, but
once governor, always governor.
Right, but let's say as a reserve soldier, I was used to being called in for 1 week a year,
Right.
and sometimes not coming in for the full 7 days of that 1 week. and now we're almost at 500 days, and now we're back in mostly back into civilian life. Like it looks like we're back to
the 1 week a year.
To the 1 week a year.
When was the last time you were in?
So those explosions that just occurred in Lebanon. So I got to do my part there. So
You were up north.
Yeah, so like a week and a half.
Just now.
Yeah, something like that.
You were literally on the Lebanese border 10 days ago.
Right. It was
well, as far as I'm concerned, you're still captain.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was actually. It's funny. I wasn't called in, but my team was there. We were released from Gaza. Whatever we did there, and in Lebanon, being Erez Balvanon for me would be a big deal. So I had to take my chance.
Erez Balvanon.
Right.
All right. So Captain Erez Masud is here. If you didn't get that reference. You seem, I think I mentioned this to you in August, you seem to be handling this whole situation in what seems to me in a very, as the kids would say, chilled out fashion. You are, I mean, thank God, at least the impression is, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, you have a lot of colleagues who are going through very difficult and sensitive post-Army situations right now, or still in the Army, but you get my point, post this terrible last 2 years. And it does seem to me like you're able to go ahead with life at a relatively normal pace and in a good mood. Is that accurate or not?
So I would say we spoke about this last time, right, that it really, I hold that to my connection to the story. And when we went through everything we went through in these past 2 years, I feel like the soldiers that understood who they are and where they come from and where they're going, what it's about, did it better and went through it better and got I don't know, less of the symptoms that you would see, but not completely. Like everyone's dealing with a lot at this point.
I mean, somebody was here not on the air, but somebody was here meeting with me last week from a, let's call it for argument's sake, a Dati Leumi community, and said that a third of the soldiers who've come back are in serious situations when it comes to mental health. Does that fit in with your narrative?
I feel that we're not even beginning to understand the
implications. Right?
The implications, yeah.
Right. So it's going to be a long road for a lot of people.
It's going to be a long road, but once again, I definitely see the difference between soldiers that went in full-heartedly and knew what was going on, like not just
understood the mission,
not just what's happening now, our historic role in this situation.
Were you happy with the way it ended?
To say the least.
Meaning yes or no?
To say the least, very, very much no.
Wow.
Very much no. When we sat here last time, I heard the interview. When we sat here last time, so we said, okay, we're going to go into Gaza City. It's going to be gruesome. It's going to be hard, right?
But necessary.
And we went in. And it wasn't gruesome and it wasn't hard. There wasn't one casualty.
But going in, didn't that threaten the enemy? Wasn't the release of hostages and living hostages and remains due to the fact that you went in?
Yes, but let's say we had all the cards. We had a full house, and we didn't
go all in.
You said last time we gave the ring, we gave the band, and we gave the ring, and we kept the. That
was about Harabite and the coat, though.
So that's something you talk about in the past. We should have done this and that.
Right.
But when we were in Gaza City on Rosh Hashanah, this last Rosh Hashanah, it was over. We won. Like we held on into every place in Gaza. and we just extracted. Funny thing is, on October 7th. It was October 7th when the army extracted from Gaza. It was heartbreaking.
Well, on the Jewish calendar, the big deal was that on Hoshana Rabbah was this all got tied together, literally the same weekend.
We're very happy about everything that we accomplished. We're very happy that our brothers and sisters are home. We just think we could have done more. We still can, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mixed feelings.
It's mixed feeling.
My son's in the IDF, as you know.
Yeah.
And his colleagues, the ones he went in with, are I don't even know if I could say where they are, but they're in a much more serious situation than he is, right? He has colleagues that he drafted with that are, doing the work that you're used to, let's put it that way. And now it's peacetime, thank God. So their parents can sleep a little better at night. And I get that, but big picture.
Yeah. That's
big picture.
I know to appreciate better now the what we say about Avraham Avinu, Ein b'mar bocha v'lev samech.
Right.
So in the realm of ishtadlut, I'm very worried, and I want things to be different, and things whatever we came in to do, like everyone that sacrificed their personal life, their business, their even life, whatever. They didn't sacrifice it for what we got in the end of these 2 years, at least. What it looks like from my perspective now, right? And the only way your perspective can, I don't want to say be justified, but can exist is if one believes, like I assume you do, that there is enough pressure to put on the enemy to actually eradicate them. Because without eradicating the enemy, you're going to face the situation constantly. Maybe not every year or two, maybe a longer gap between wars, but there's always going to be some type of conflict. No. So let's first of all state what we came to fight for. Like every single person that I know that went into Gaza willingly, and no one did it because they have to. I'm sure everyone who went did it because that's what they wanted to do and they believed in it.
Over 100% enlistment.
Right. So we went. By the way, that's all I did on October 7th. One of the biggest challenges is to keep people away that are not supposed to be on my team. You should know.
Including people who flew back from the U.S.?
People that flew back from the U.S. I had one person, I couldn't get rid of him. Like I couldn't get rid of him. A few days he was just with us no matter what we did because he decided he wanted to be part of a team, and eventually he became part of the team. So that's the kind of atmosphere that people came with. But we really fought to change the situation in Israel. We're still looking over our shoulders after 2 years of fighting on every front. We're still seeing massive Arab expansion in every place in Israel. While we, for some reason, are building upwards, we're not fully understanding the potential of our land, and we're not moving forward.
And that's north and south.
North and south,
that expansion.
And wherever you go in Israel, you see that unfortunately the Arabs are telling their redemption story. They're telling their exodus in Israel, and we're not even noticing. We feel like, okay, we're done. We're finished with the war. We can go back home. Obviously, very happy about being home and having time with my family. But we're not. I'm not happy about the fact that I have to send my kid there in 10 years.
And on top of that, still talking about looking over your shoulder. Still terror attacks like yesterday.
Like yesterday, where my
near your home,
where my wife goes food shopping,
right?
Yeah, Rami Levy, on the way to Rami Levy, right? And there was
very, very close to where Ari Fold was killed.
Very close, yeah. And
that's where it was.
I think so. I was here. I heard it over the news,
right.
But yeah,
right.
Still dangerous situation every place you go in Israel. One of the terrorists that was released in the hostage deal was planning an attack on Kever Rachel during the Hilula, while there are 100,000 people there.
That Motzei Shabbat?
That Motzei Shabbat. And they caught him, thankfully, Baruch Hashem, but, sometimes we don't catch it.
Were you there that night?
I was there, yeah.
Because I hear it was Bedlam. There were so many people.
Yeah,
Bedlam. It was it was a dangerous situation. It was like a crowded situation.
Over 100,000 people in 1 weekend.
And Were you part of the security detail, or you were just?
No, I was there enjoying the Hilula.
Did the security do a decent job?
You can see they caught the terrorist.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just the mass of people. They said it was dangerous how many people were there and trying to get in, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, we need to
work that out.
Yeah, we need to work it out. It needs to be better next year.
You need a post-tragedy Meron plan. Pre-tragedy, nobody wants plans.
It's a problem, but it's a good thing because for every year more people come, so you have to. Right.
What did you hear about this past Shabbat in Hebron? Did anybody tell you about a crowd there? Was a for Chayei Sarah?
I heard it was beautiful.
You did hear it was beautiful.
Yeah, I had people in my house that was here, but I heard that was great.
Right, you were here.
I've missed it for 3 years. I live in Hebron for 3 years, and I've never been in Shabbat Chayei Sarah.
Well, I can tell you I've been there multiple times, but I did advise my son, go on a Shabbat that's not Chayei Sarah.
Yeah. I can
understand that.
I can relate.
Captain Erez Masud is in our studio here at JM and the AM. We're obviously going to go a little bit into overtime here. You've been here for a week.
Right.
So what are the themes? What everyone's discussing what with you? Number one, the end of the war, right? That's one thing. Are they discussing the situation in New York City? The election in New York, or they don't bother talking to you about that?
So first of all, I feel like that I really have a role here because when I talk to people, they're too happy about the fact that we're finished with the war,
right?
And that's very it's worrying.
That bothers you
because I like the fact that at least most of us know that there's a problem, right? And Mayor of New York, what do you think? It might be a good thing. It might
there might be more Jews moving to Bethlehem.
Listen, we say it's funny in Shir HaShirim, you say Shomrei HaChomot twice. Right? One Shomrei HaChomot, Rashi says Moshe ve'Aaron. Right. The next Rashi, on the same word, Shomrei HaChomot says Umot HaOlam. Right? If we learn from Moshe ve'Aaron, we learn from Moshe ve'Aaron. If we need to learn from Umot HaOlam, we'll learn from Umot HaOlam.
Right? What an art. I like that. Now, speaking of Bethlehem, and I assume that's why you're here, right? Not here, meaning that's why you're in the United States.
Right.
I mean, I keep painting it because of the yeshiva that's there that you're obviously dealing with. But based on our conversation back in August, I'm painting it as an effort to literally expand the Jewish community of Bethlehem. Would that be accurate?
Yes, there's
and to what and how are we proceeding? Is there housing being built? Are there people moving in? Are there young people who express an interest to you to get into the neighborhood? What's happening?
So let's say first of all, getting people there is the easiest part. You would be surprised.
A waiting list.
We have 12 apartments, which are not. When you come over, you'll see they're not real apartments, but I still have a waiting list of people who want to move in.
They're somewhat livable.
Somewhat livable, yeah. Let's say
your place in Kiryat Arba is a little bit better.
A little bit, yeah. Let's say my office in Bethlehem turned into an apartment when we had to move in the 12 family, and it was. They wanted the contractor wanted to know why we're expanding by 0.5 meter because it would be very expensive, right? So we said we want Udi to be able to give his wife coffee and the cake and not just the coffee. That's the type of living situation, but you would be surprised. There's a waiting list for people who want to move in.
It reminds me of the days of Atarat Kohanim and other Hebron, the Avram Avinu neighborhood, where people were clamoring to get in no matter what the accommodations were like.
Right. So wherever angle you want to be connected to this project, this is literally the modern day way to be a pioneer in Israel and redeem our borders. You have to remember, it's people think, okay, Bethlehem. I've realized that I have to say where it is. It's literally the border with Bethlehem. That is 7 minutes from Kenyon Malcha and Teddy.
Yeah, plus Kever Rachel's right there. But if someone's in Kever Rachel, they need to realize they're surrounded by an Arab neighborhood, correct?
They need to realize that when they're driving into that sleeve, right, they're driving right into central Bethlehem.
Right.
So it's 100,000. It's 100 people living there, 100 Jews living in the heart of Bethlehem. How many people come to visit Kever Rachel on that given day? But all around it is 30,000 Arabs.
Right. Right. And it's very similar to Hebron. I mean, Hebron's a little bit different because it's more to the side, the Jewish community, and you go west and you find 100,000 Arabs. But and here it's literally the yeshiva's in the center of Bethlehem, like that's how you would put it.
So literally in the center. It's really in the center of Bethlehem.
How close to Kever Rachel? Can you walk it?
So if you're at Kever Rachel, you just have to walk down literally another 30 feet, and you'll see everything that I'm talking about.
It's right there.
It's right there. Right.
Is there expansion ability? Is there either room or the capability of taking over housing that would allow you to expand?
So within the current situation, without doing anything else, we have permits to build 100,000 square feet. Meaning
that equals how many families?
Meaning the adjacent to Kever Rachel, within the next few years, when you come in, you saw the parking lot is completely finished. There are 300 parking spaces in Kever Rachel, which is exciting. The busing system is much better. You can drive in, public transportation or your own private car, whatever you prefer.
Right.
The plaza is almost finished. People walk into Kever Rachel and have an area to hang out a little bit and not just, huddle up, say a Perek Tehillim and leave. And this new project is going to bring in massive traffic, right? Because we're moving from a small bet midrash that hardly holds 50 people. We're going to move to a bet midrash that has 500 seats, something else.
But and 100,000. What'd you say? Square meters? What'd you say?
Square feet. Yeah.
Square feet.
Right.
Equals how many families? You could put how many people there?
I can put in, it depends how many dormitories we want to turn into family housing.
Right.
But in the current plan, we have 35 apartments and 75 dorm rooms.
So a significant number of families.
Yeah.
It could be a real community.
It's gonna be when you go into Kever, you have to understand in the current situation. When you go into Kever, you're surrounded by Bethlehem, and Bethlehem isn't a friendly area at all.
Right.
But the reason why it's working is because you have families living on the ground, much like we described last time in Pnei Kedem.
Right.
You have families living on the ground, and as more people you have coming in, the army has to understand how to protect this thing. So if you're 100 people, it's one thing. If you're 500 people with another 2,000 people a day coming in and out, it's a different story.
You heard what happened this week near Pnei Kedem, right?
What? I didn't.
Wasn't it near Pnei Kedem?
I don't know
where the army took down a.
Oh, I heard. Yeah.
I forgot the name. But
I don't know exactly where it was.
I think it was right next door.
Yeah.
I think it was right next door there, if I'm not mistaken. Captain Erez Masud is here. Now, there have been a lot of efforts in the last 50 years, right, since the 6-Day War. 60 years. There have been a lot of efforts to try to build up the area around Bethlehem. I know people personally who've purchased property near Kever Rachel.
Right.
There are certain yeshivot that have made an effort to move people in and expand, and it never seemed to really progress to the point where it worked. Why does it sound like your project is working?
So let's say I wouldn't say it never progressed. We're really gamad al gabe anak. We're building based on what our predecessors did. So there were many attempts, as you say. So Nathan Strauss bought a plot next to Kever Rachel, and it was taken away by the Waqf. Same thing with Kalisher plot that he spent his whole life.
But I'm thinking of even much more recently. I'm thinking about the 70s and 80s where people were buying up properties and trying to build it up.
So there are Jewish properties surrounding Kever Rachel. The only one that we've been able to create a movement on and a community on is this plot that's adjacent to Kever Rachel. Eventually, we hope to go beyond the walls. We understand that it's a possibility. Right. When you build such a ginormous project, in the middle of it all, it's going to force the army to widen the perimeter. Once they do, it'll make more and more properties eligible for sale. It will be more of an incentive for people to get rid of their properties, and we'll slowly but surely ensure the future of the Jewish people in Bethlehem.
What is your family? It's just funny. It's funny.
Something to say,
it's funny hearing you say that in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Because every day we try to preach at the future of the Jewish peoples in the state of Israel. You're at the point where you're micromanaging, trying to develop specific communities in Israel and neighborhoods. Your oldest child is how old?
Still almost 13.
Okay, so obviously your children have questions about what you've done over the last 500 days, right? Are those potent conversations in your house, or it's a topic that's generally avoided?
I don't know, much like I'm sitting here and my heart's open, and whatever you have to ask, I answer. I try to treat my kids with the same.
And do they ask a lot of questions?
The same level of respect, and they want to know. They want to know what I did and where I was and what I saw and what I think about it and what it means. And it's become a very important topic of conversation in my house, and I feel it's much a part of the way we raise our kids and our education.
All right, and they must be very thrilled that you're home. Thank God.
Baruch Hashem. That is special, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can't even comprehend.
It is special.
Unbelievable, and thank God you're home in a normal environment, and I mean that only because so many environments, home environments, have become abnormal because of the situation.
Right.
I don't have to tell you know what's going on out there.
You see classes that are going to be full in the next few years. You see classes full of yatomim. Right. You see a lot of almanot, much of which we have to deal with in our communities. It's become very difficult. We're very thankful for the fact that we're okay and our kids okay and everyone's home. But you have to appreciate that people who lost their loved ones or their limbs or their normal way of life. It doesn't mean that they're okay.
Yeah.
Like most families, people who really were in it are not doing well.
Wow. Captain Erez Masud, can I assume you're in the United States trying to raise money for this project in Bethlehem?
Yes, and it's moving, I would say, in a healthy pace.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Faster is always better, but healthy pace, I would say.
Well, the reason I'm confident that people on this side of the world want to help is because I've seen it over the decades where when an area very important to Jewish tradition and Jewish heritage and obviously important to the Jewish future is being built up, people want to get involved. And I could cite a million examples, but there's no need to do that. The bottom line is that Bethlehem, in honor of David HaMelech, right? Wasn't it David HaMelech? Don't we refer to him as Beit HaLachmi? Right?
Yes, there you go. Aliyad Ben Yishai Beit HaLachmi.
Right.
A lot of people don't recognize it, right?
We say it every week.
We say it every week. Most communities. By the way, I said that in a few communities that don't say it, and it dawned on me that they don't understand what I'm talking about.
Who doesn't say it?
So the communities that had a running in with Shabtai Tzvi, they took out all of the messianical references from the tefillah. So some Sephardic communities do not say Aliyad Ben Yishai Bet HaLachmi.
Oh, is that great to know? Thank you.
Interesting.
So, how do people support this amazing project?
So whatever, if you see yourself a part of it, you can reach out in many different ways. One Instagram, one.
How would they find it on Instagram?
So you just write Bnei Rachel and you find us on
Bnei Rachel.
Online. Yeah.
Simple as that. Bnei Rachel. That's the name of the yeshiva. Also, Bnei Rachel.
It's the name of the yeshiva community, right?
Bnei Rachel, simple as that. And if they want to donate, is there a Bnei Rachel website or
of course
with a donate link, the whole thing, and that's it. And people could be involved.
Yes.
Also, you're more than willing to, especially now, as people come to you. Please God, for Thanksgiving weekend and for the end of year vacation and for January when a lot of parents run to seminary and yeshivot to visit their children. It's an opportunity for you to actually show them what's going on in Bethlehem.
Yes, so
we please God don't have to worry that you'll be in Miluim. At least it looks like you'll have.
But even if I'm Miluim or indisposed for any which reason, you add 15 minutes to your itinerary when you go to Kever Acher and you walk down another 30 feet and just look with your eyes. Just see with your eyes what you're seeing. And
security's not stopping them?
No. Most people who walk down from Kever Rachel another 30 feet thank me.
Of course. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah. Because it's really something else.
They're
really
seeing the growth special of one of the most important Jewish areas in the world.
They get to gain perspective very easily to one of the what's going to be a historic movement that we're going to talk about for years to come.
You head back today to Israel?
I head back today.
Any major shopping stop before you head to the airport?
Not planned.
Your wife is not one of those people who needs you to shop for certain things in the United States.
I wouldn't say I don't pay my tax. When I come here, usually the Amazon packages arrive before. So, yeah.
We may have talked about that also last time.
Could be. Yeah.
But what a difference. Now you're able to get those packages delivered and put them straight into your suitcase. In the old days, on the way to the airport, you'd have to make an emergency stop somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Exactly.
What can I say? It's amazing to have you here. I really need to remind everybody, especially those who are impressed with you as you have visited here a couple of times, that there are many, many like you in the IDF. There are many amazing captains and leaders steeped in tradition who are fighting the good fight for a good cause and for the future of the Jewish people. And you would say it's not even just hundreds, it's thousands of amazing officers, thousands of amazing soldiers who've got the message and who know what they're doing and pursue this with tremendous love for Eretz Yisrael and Am Yisrael.
And I would definitely add, it's very true what you're saying, that we have the ability to send good people into good places. And if you're looking for something to do or someone to help, I would say beyond, organizations that you can support financially, I would do my efforts to empower the right people in Israel.
Right. Whole other conversation, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, to say the least. Kol hakavod, toda rabah. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Pleasure. And of course, again, Bnei Rachel. You can search it. You can find it on Instagram. Support the cause. Help the expansion of the Jewish presence in one of the most important areas of our tradition and heritage, and that's Bethlehem. And we'll be reading plenty about Bethlehem coming up in our parshiot as we continue through Sefer Bereshit. Toda rabah to Captain Erez Masud.
Thank you.
A pleasure. Achenu b'Yisrael and Achim Lachem, our brothers and sisters in Israel, we are with you. It's your favorite, America's one and only Jewish Moments in the Morning radio program, heard on listeners-sponsored digital radio around the world, the web at NachumSegal.com, on the Nachum Segal Network, and of course on the beloved NSN app.